Welcome to Spain. Spain, a country of passion, sun and history. Spain is a country in southwestern Europe, located on the Iberian Peninsula, bordering France to the north, Portugal to the west, and washed by the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean through the Strait of Gibraltar to the south. The official name is the Kingdom of Spain, and it is one of the largest countries in the European Union by area, about 505,990 square kilometers. Spain also includes the Balearic Islands Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza in the Mediterranean Sea and the Canary Islands Tenerife, Gran Canaria in the Atlantic Ocean, which adds to its geographical and cultural diversity. Due to its location, Spain has become a bridge between Europe and Africa, which has influenced its history and culture. The country is famous for its warm climate, picturesque landscapes, and rich heritage. It has everything, from the snow-capped peaks of the Pyrenees to the golden beaches of the Costa del Sol, from the green valleys of Galicia to the arid plains of Castile. The population of Spain is about 47 million people, and the capital, Madrid, is not only the political but also the cultural center of the country. Spain is a country with deep historical roots, having survived Roman rule, Muslim conquest, the reconquest of land by Christians and becoming one of the world's first empires in the 16th century thanks to the great discoveries. Spanish culture, a mix of tradition and passion. Spanish culture is an explosive mix of temperament, art and centuries-old heritage. It was shaped by various civilizations, Celts, Romans, Visigoths, Moors, and Christian kingdoms. This mosaic is reflected in the language, architecture, music, and everyday life of the Spaniards. The official language is Spanish Castilian, but in some regions, such as Catalonia Catalan, Galicia Galician, and the Basque Country Basque, their own languages are common, emphasizing autonomy and cultural diversity. One of the most famous symbols of Spanish culture is flamenco, a passionate dance and music that originated in Andalusia. Flamenco combines rhythmic foot strokes, guitar melodies, and emotional singing that tells of love, pain, and struggle. This style has become an integral part of national identity and attracts tourists to festivals such as the Bienal de Flamenco in Seville. Spanish literature gave the world Miguel de Cervantes, the author of Don Quixote, the first modern novel to ridicule chivalric ideals and celebrate dreams. Artists such as Francisco Goya, Diego Velázquez, and Pablo Picasso have made Spain a center of world art. Contemporary culture is also thriving, and Spanish cinema, including the work of Pedro Almodóvar All About My Mother, Talk to Her, is gaining international recognition. Food is another important part of the culture. Spaniards love long lunches and dinners with family or friends. Tapas, small portions of dishes such as patatas bravas, fried potatoes with sauce, jamón cured meat, or squid in batter, are a symbol of Spanish hospitality. Paella, originating from Valencia, with rice, seafood or chicken, has become a world-famous dish. And the wines from the Rioja and Ribera del Duero regions are considered among the best in the world. Beautiful and interesting places in Spain, natural wonders and architectural masterpieces. Spain is a country where nature and human creativity merge in unique harmony. Thanks to its diverse climate, geography and rich history, it offers many places that amaze and delight with their beauty. From mountain peaks to golden beaches, from ancient cities to modern resorts, Spain has something to offer every traveler. Barcelona, the city of Gaudí in the sea. Barcelona, the capital of Catalonia, is a real magnet for tourists. Its heart is the Sagrada Familia, a masterpiece by Antoni Gaudí that has been under construction since 1882 and is still not completed. Its whimsical towers, reminiscent of molten wax, and the facade with biblical scenes are amazing. Park Güell, another Gaudí creation, is a fabulous garden with mosaic sculptures, snake-shaped benches, and panoramic views of the city. Barceloneta's coastline is kilometers of golden sandy beaches where you can relax, taste fresh seafood, or ride a bike along the promenade. The Gothic Quarter with its narrow medieval streets and Santa Eulalia Cathedral adds to the city's historical charm. The Alhambra in Granada. Located in Andalusia, the Alhambra is a Moorish palace and fortress that towers over Granada. Built in the 13th to 14th centuries by the Nasrid dynasty, it is the pinnacle of Islamic architecture in Europe. The Court of Lions with marble columns and a fountain surrounded by 12 lions symbolizes the Garden of Eden. Graceful arches, carved ceilings and mosaics impress with their details, and the gardens of the Generalife with fountains and roses create an atmosphere of tranquility. The Alhambra Towers offer views of the snow-capped peaks of the Sierra Nevada, adding drama to the landscape. This UNESCO site is a must-see for lovers of history and beauty. Seville, the Pearl of Andalusia. Seville is a city where flamenco sounds at every turn and orange trees fill the air with fragrance. The Cathedral of Seville, the largest Gothic cathedral in the world, impresses with its scale and luxury. Inside is the tomb of Christopher Columbus, and the Giralda Tower, a former minaret, allows you to admire the panorama of the city. The Alcazar Palace, built in the Mudejar style, combines Moorish and Christian elements with lush gardens and fountains. Plaza de España, with its canals, bridges, and ceramic decorations, is an architectural fantasy where Star Wars scenes were filmed. The Guadalquivir River adds a romantic mood to the city. Costa del Sol, the sunny coast. This region in the south of Spain, in Andalusia, is known as the Sunshine Coast due to its 300 days of sunshine a year. Resorts like Marbella offer luxurious beaches, yachts, and golf courses. The city of Malaga, the birthplace of Picasso, combines beach vacations with cultural attractions such as the Picasso Museum and the Alcazaba Fortress. The village of Nerja is known for its caves with prehistoric drawings and the Balcony of Europe, an observation deck above the sea. The Costa del Sol is an ideal place for relaxation and water sports. Pyrenees, the majesty of the mountains. The Pyrenees Mountains on the border with France are a real paradise for nature lovers. In winter, the Baqueira Bear Resort attracts skiers with trails of varying difficulty, and in summer, the Ordesa and Monte Perdido National Park opens up hiking trails among canyons, waterfalls and glacial lakes. The Aran Valley, with its medieval villages and Romanesque churches, adds a cultural flavor. Eagles, chamois and even a brown bear can be seen here, making the Pyrenees a unique nature reserve. Tenerife, the island of eternal summer. The largest of the Canary Islands, Tenerife is a combination of volcanic landscapes and tropical nature. The Tide volcano 3718 m, the highest mountain in Spain, is surrounded by a national park with lava fields and bizarre cliffs. Black beaches such as Playa de las Americas contrast with the green forests of Anaga. Loro Park in Porta de la Cruz is a zoo with dolphins, killer whales and penguins. The annual carnival in Santa Cruz de Tenerife with costume parades is one of the largest in the world. Ronda, a city on a precipice. Located in Andalusia, Ronda is famous for its dramatic location above the El Tajo Gorge, which is cut through by the Guadalupe River. The Puente Nuevo Bridge New Bridge, built in the 18th century, connects the two parts of the city and offers breathtaking views to a depth of 120 meters. Ronda is one of the oldest cities in Spain and is also known as the birthplace of modern bullfighting. Its arena, the Plaza de Toros, is one of the oldest in the country, and its narrow streets and white houses create the atmosphere of an Andalusian fairy tale. Santiago de Compostela, the end of the road. The capital of Galicia is the destination of pilgrims traveling the Camino de Santiago way of St. James. The Cathedral of Santiago, with its Romanesque architecture and Baroque facade, houses the relics of the Apostle James, and during Mass, the Batisamiro, a huge censer, impresses. The Old Town with its granite buildings and Albarduero Square is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The rainy climate of Galicia adds a mystical atmosphere to this place. Valencia, the city of science and the sea. Valencia combines history and futurism. The City of Arts and Sciences is a complex of modern buildings designed by Santiago Calatrava, with a planetarium, an oceanarium and a museum. Malvarosa Beach is ideal for relaxing, and the historic center with the central cathedral and Mercado Market is striking in its architecture. Valencia is the birthplace of paella and hosts the annual Fallas Festival with fire sculptures. Spanish traditions. Spanish traditions include holidays, family values and love of life. One of the most famous is the fiesta, festivals that take place all over the country. San Fermin in Pamplona, where people run away from bulls in the streets, is a mixture of adrenaline and fun. Tomatina in Buñol is a festival where participants kill tomatoes and attracts thousands of tourists. The siesta is an afternoon tradition that reflects the Spanish rhythm of life. Although it is gradually disappearing in cities due to the modern schedule, in villages people still close their shops from 14 to 1700 hours p.m. to take a break from the heat. Evening life, on the other hand, is lively. Spaniards like to stay out late at night, visit bars and dance. Religion plays an important role. Easter Semana Santa is celebrated with processions in costumes carrying statues of the Virgin Mary and Christ. In Seville and Malaga, these performances are especially impressive. Christmas in Spain is a family holiday with the traditional Turin nougat and gifts from the Three Kings on January 6th. Traditional bullfighting is a controversial but historically significant part of the culture. Although it has been banned in some regions such as Catalonia, in Andalusia and Madrid it still attracts spectators who see it as art, not cruelty. Historical sites of Spain, a journey into the past. Spain is a living open-air museum, a country where every corner breathes history. Its centuries-old heritage spans prehistoric times, Roman rule, the Muslim rule of Al-Andalus, the Christian Reconquista, the Age of Discovery, and the Golden Age. This diversity is reflected in its many historical monuments, which are not only architectural masterpieces but also witnesses to key events that shaped Spain and the world. The Roman Aqueduct in Segovia. This majestic structure, built in the 1st century during the Roman Empire, is one of the best preserved aqueducts in the world. Built without the use of mortar, only from precisely fitted granite blocks, it stretches for 728 meters and reaches a height of 28 meters at its highest point. The aqueduct supplied water to the city of Segovia from the Frio River and functioned until the 19th century. Its arches, towering over Azoquijijo Square, create an impressive silhouette, and its UNESCO World Heritage Site status confirms its significance. Local legend has it that the aqueduct was built by the devil overnight, making a deal with a girl who wanted to make it easier for her to carry water. Toledo, a city of three cultures. Toledo, located 70 kilometers from Madrid, is known as the city of three cultures due to the harmonious coexistence of Christians, Muslims, and Jews in the Middle Ages. The historic center of the city is a maze of narrow streets surrounded by walls dating back to Roman times. St. Mary's Cathedral, a Gothic masterpiece of the 13th to 15th centuries, impresses with its stained glass windows, altar and treasury, where a golden monstrance weighing 183 kilograms is kept. Nearby is the Synagogue of Santa Maria la Blanca, built in 1180 in the Moorish style, which later became a church, symbolizing cultural synthesis. The Alcazar of Toledo, a fortress on a hill, was the residence of kings and survived numerous sieges, including during the Civil War of 1936 to 1939. Toledo is also famous for producing swords that were once considered the best in Europe. The Mesquite in Córdoba. The Great Mosque of Córdoba, known as the Mezquita, is an architectural marvel that combines Islamic and Christian heritage. Built in 784 on the orders of Emir Abd al-Rahman I, it became the center of Muslim Al-Andalus. Its forest of 856 columns topped with red and white arches creates a hypnotic effect, and the mihrab prayer niche is decorated with gold mosaics donated by Byzantine masters. After the Reconquista in 1236, the mosque was converted into a cathedral, and a Gothic chapel was built in its center, which caused controversy among contemporaries. Mesquite is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and remains a symbol of cultural exchange. Escorial near Madrid. The San Lorenzo de El Escorial Monastery, Palace and Tomb is a monumental complex built in 1563 to 1584 by order of King Philip II. The architect Juan Bautista de Toledo created it in the Renaissance style with strict geometric shapes reflecting the grandeur and asceticism of the Spanish Golden Age. The Escorial includes a basilica with a dome inspired by St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, a library with a collection of rare manuscripts, and a royal pantheon where monarchs from Charles V to the present are buried. The complex also served as a residence and center of Catholic politics during the Counter-Reformation. The Alcazar in Segovia. This fairy-tale castle, located on a rocky hill above the Eresma and Clamars rivers, is one of the most famous in Spain. Built in the 12th century on the site of a Roman fortress, it served as a royal residence, prison, and military academy. Its towers and walls resemble a ship sailing over a valley, and its interiors are decorated with Moorish mosaics and Gothic halls. The Alcazar was the inspiration for Disney's Cinderella Castle and attracts tourists with its romantic atmosphere. The Rock of Gibraltar, although formerly under British control. Although Gibraltar is now a British territory, its history is closely linked to Spain. The rock has been a strategic point since the times of the Phoenicians and Romans, and in the 8th century it became a springboard for the Muslim conquest of the Iberian Peninsula. Spain repeatedly tried to recapture Gibraltar, including during the Great Siege of 1779 to 1783. Today, this place, with the caves of St. Michael and the remains of a Moorish castle, is a historical monument that reminds us of the region's turbulent past. The walls of Avila. The city of Avila in Castilla y León is surrounded by the best-preserved medieval walls in Europe. Built in the 11th to 12th centuries, they stretch for 2.5 kilometers and have 88 towers and 9 gates. The walls defended the city from Muslim raids during the Reconquista and still impress with their strength. Inside the city stands the Cathedral of Avila, which combines Romanesque and Gothic styles, and is also the birthplace of St. Teresa, a famous mystic of the 16th century. Guadalupe Monastery. This monastery in Extremadura, founded in 1340, became a spiritual center after a statue of the Virgin Mary of Guadalupe appeared here, which, according to legend, was found by a shepherd. Built in the Gothic and Mudéjar styles, it was a place of pilgrimage for kings, including Isabella of Castile, who signed documents about Columbus' expedition here. The monastery houses paintings by Zurbarán and medieval manuscripts. Flora and fauna of Spain, a unique world of nature. Spain is a country of contrasts. Its fauna includes rare Iberian lynxes and brown bears in the Pyrenees, and its flora includes olive groves, orange orchards, and lavender fields. The climate varies from Mediterranean on the coast to continental in the center, which affects the variety of food and wine. Spain is a country with an extremely diverse nature due to its geographical location, climatic zones and landscapes. From the Mediterranean coast to the alpine peaks of the Pyrenees, from the arid steppes to the humid forests of Galicia, each region has its own unique flora and fauna, making Spain one of the richest countries in Europe in terms of biodiversity. Flora of Spain. Spain's flora includes more than 8,000 plant species, of which about 2,000 are endemic, meaning they are found only here. The Mediterranean climate has contributed to the development of characteristic vegetation that has adapted to hot summers and mild winters. One of the symbols of the country is olive trees, which occupy vast areas in Andalusia, Castilla-La Mancha and Extremadura. Spain is the world's largest producer of olive oil, and olive groves have become part of its cultural landscape. Orange and lemon orchards are common in the south and east of the country, especially in the Valencia region, known as the Garden of Spain. Citrus trees are not only pleasing to the eye, but also fill the air with fragrance when in bloom. In arid areas, such as Almeria, cacti and agave grow, which can withstand extreme heat and lack of water. A unique endemic is the dragon tree Dracaena draco, found in the Canary Islands, which impresses with its bizarre appearance and longevity. Some specimens live for hundreds of years. In mountainous areas, such as the Pyrenees and Sierra Nevada, the flora changes to alpine. Edelweiss, mountain pines and junipers grow here, creating a contrast with the Mediterranean vegetation. The northwestern regions, such as Galicia and Asturias, are dominated by moist forests with oaks, chestnuts, and eucalyptus trees. The latter were imported from Australia and are actively used in industry. In the spring, the fields of Castile and Extremadura are covered with carpets of red poppies, lavender, and sunflowers, creating picturesque landscapes. National parks, such as Doñana in Andalusia, are home to rare species such as the cork tree used to make wine corks and the Spanish fir Abies pinsapo, a relict species that has survived from the Ice Age. The Canary Islands are striking for their laurel forests laurisilva, which are remnants of the subtropical flora that once covered southern Europe. The fauna of Spain. The wildlife of Spain is no less diverse and includes both typical European animals and unique endemics. The country is home to about 90 species of mammals, 600 species of birds, 30 species of reptiles, and numerous insects, making it a paradise for naturalists. Among the mammals, the most famous is the Iberian lynx Lynx pardinus, one of the rarest wild cats in the world. This species with spotted fur and tassels on the ears lives in the national parks of Doñana and Sierra Morena, but is endangered. Only a few hundred individuals remain. In the Pyrenees and Cantabrian mountains, brown bears can be found, although their numbers are also small. The Pyrenean ibex Capra pyrenaica is another symbol of the mountainous regions, known for its agility and curved horns. Birds are a real pride of Spain. Flamingos nest in the Ebro River Delta and the Diana marshes, and their pink flocks create an unforgettable sight. The Spanish gravedigger Aquila adelberti is an endemic predator that hunts in forests and steppes. Seabirds, such as yellow-legged gull and petrel, nest along the coast and on islands. Migratory birds, such as storks, choose Spain as a stopover on their way between Europe and Africa. Reptiles are represented by the Mediterranean tortoise, viper, and numerous lizards, such as the Spanish Algarve lizard Podarcis hispanicus, which basks in the sun among the rocks. Dolphins, whales, and sea turtles are found in the waters around the Canary and Balearic Islands, and colorful fish and octopuses can be seen on the Costa Brava. Among insects, a special place is occupied by the Spanish butterfly Grelsia isabelli, one of the most beautiful in Europe with bright green wings. The forests are also home to many mantises and cicadas, whose sounds fill summer evenings. Unfortunately, Spain's flora and fauna are under pressure from climate change, deforestation, and urbanization. However, numerous national parks and nature reserves, such as the Coto de Doñana, Cabaneros, and Montfragüe, help to preserve this natural treasure. Spain is a country that fascinates with its versatility. Spain is not just a country, it's a whole world where everyone can find something of their own, from the incendiary energy of flamenco to the calm grandeur of historical monuments, from sunny beaches to snow-capped mountain peaks. Its richness lies in the unique blend of cultures that have intertwined for thousands of years. The Romans left aqueducts and roads, the Moors left exquisite palaces and gardens, Christian kings left cathedrals and castles, and modernity added innovation and cosmopolitanism. It is a country of contrasts, where the arid plains of Castile coexist with the green valleys of Galicia, where noisy festivals are replaced by quiet siestas, and where the traditions of the past coexist harmoniously with the rhythm of the 21st century. Spain's nature is as impressive as its architecture. The Great Barrier Reef may be the pride of Australia, but Spain has its own pearls, the Tide volcano in Tenerife, towering over the ocean, the canyons of the Pyrenees where eagles nest, and the golden beaches of the Costa del Sol, beckoning with sun and sea. The country's flora and fauna are a real treasure, from the olive groves and laurel forests of the Canary Islands to the Iberian lynxes and flamingos that adorn the Diana marshes. Spain cares about preserving this heritage by creating national parks and reserves that allow visitors to experience its natural beauty. Historical monuments in Spain are not just stones and walls, but living narrators of the past. The aqueduct in Segovia reminds us of the engineering skills of the Romans, the Alhambra in Granada takes us back to the time of Al-Andalus, and the cathedral in Santiago de Compostela symbolizes the faith and perseverance of pilgrims. Each castle, such as the Alcazar in Segovia, each mosque, such as the Mezquita in Córdoba, and each monastery, such as the Escorial, tell the story of the struggle, greatness, and creativity of the Spanish people. These places not only attract tourists, but also remind us of how Spain has shaped world history, from the Columbian era to the present. The culture of Spain is its soul, which lives in music, dance, literature, and food. Flamenco sounds like a cry of the heart, paella unites at the table, and the works of Cervantes and Picasso's paintings inspire generations. Traditions such as San Fermin or Tomatina show the Spaniards' love of life, their ability to enjoy themselves and share this joy with others. At the same time, Spain is a country of modernity. Real Madrid and Barcelona football clubs are conquering the world stage, and the City of Arts and Sciences in Valencia symbolizes a look to the future. To visit Spain means to immerse yourself in its diversity, to smell the aroma of orange gardens, hear the sound of guitars in street cafes, touch the cold stone of medieval walls and breathe in the salty air of the Mediterranean Sea. This is a place where you want to stop time to enjoy every moment, whether it's a walk through the narrow streets of Toledo, watching the sunset over the Ronda, or tasting wine in Rio de Janeiro. Spain is a country that does not let go. It calls you to come back, discover new corners, and fall in love with its beauty, history, and warmth of its people every time. Modern Spain is also about football. The Real Madrid and Barcelona clubs are known all over the world, and the El Clásico, their confrontation, is a global event. Music, in addition to flamenco, includes sardana, a traditional Catalan dance, and modern hits from Rosalia. Spain is a country where every stone breathes history and every day is a holiday. Its culture, from flamenco to tapas, from Gaudí to Cervantes, is fascinating. Beautiful places, from the Alhambra to Tenerife, are amazing, and traditions add color. Spain is a place where you want to live, love and enjoy every moment. Subscribe to the channel and like it so that you don't miss interesting virtual trips to any corner of our planet. Thank you very much for watching our channel. See you soon.